Giving my predictions for NXT's Roadblock on March 11th, I actually thought this was like an NXT PLE, but it's not. It's just a show with a different name. So why am I doing a review on it? No idea. Why are you watching it? That's even more of a weird question. Anyway, there are 5 matches. I've written them down there, okay, of what's happening, right? And I'm going to give my opinion of what I think is going to happen and who's going to win and why they're going to win. I've no idea what order they're going to be in, so it's okay. First match we'll start off with, I didn't actually know was happening, but it is Jordynne Grace versus Roxanne Perez. Now, there's 2 ways you can do this, because I think that Roxanne Perez is going to be leaving NXT to go permanently onto the main roster. I'm going to say main scene. So, do you want her to go out looking strong? So obviously you don't want her to lose to somebody in NXT, then go off to the main roster, because apparently NXT is meant to be a developmental show, but it's not anymore, because you've got like the greatest women's division in wrestling, in my opinion. So, do you do that, or do you basically make her lose, considering it could be one of her last matches, so you make NXT's newest superstar look even stronger in Jordynne Grace? I personally think that you can have Jordynne Grace win this. And now, if you think Roxanne Perez is going to win, you're probably going to turn this video off and think I'm an idiot. Or you might stay on and think I'm an idiot. Either way, you're thinking that I thought things. Yes. So, after that, we have got... That's just a single match, by the way. Javon Evans versus Ethan Page in a street fight. So, obviously the whole situation of Ethan Page basically snapping and snapping Javon's jaw. Javon couldn't talk for months, so he's doing that kind of talking, whatever that's even supposed to say or mean. But if they're going to have a third match, you'd probably want Javon to win this one. But it's not the first time where they've had somebody win all 3 straight matches. For example, Cody Rhodes versus Seth Rollins. But where does that take Javon Evans? Because I think Javon Evans will eventually win the NXT title. I don't know when or whatever it is. Okay, and Ethan Page has already been there. It'd be nice to see Javon Evans with a win over a former NXT champion. No matter how he won it, he still was the NXT champion. So this one, I'm going to give to Javon Evans, but I don't think it's going to be like an actual hit and move pin sort of thing. I can see it being like a surprise, maybe like not like a roll up, but something along those lines where you didn't expect it. But then Ethan's going to attack Javon afterwards. So basically, I'm going to give it to Javon Evans. Then we're going to go on to the Hardys, or the Hardy Boys, but I think they're just called the Hardys these days, versus Fraxium, Nathan Frazier and Axiom, for the TNA World Tag Team Champions, because the Hardys are the TNA World Tag Team Champions and Fraxium are the NXT Tag Team Champions. So basically, if it was title for title, it'd be even more difficult to figure out, okay? Or if it was for no title. But because it's for the TNA World Tag Team titles, I'm going to have to give it to the Hardys, because I don't see WWE allowing... Well, TNA allowing the titles to transition over, unless they're planning on doing Fraxium wins the titles and then the Hardys beat Fraxium for the NXT titles. So it's like a swap for a swap later on down the line. But just because of that reason, for them only putting one title on the line, it just, to me, I put basically, yeah, the Hardys winning. If it was for no title, I'd put it on Fraxium. If it was for both titles, I would probably put it still on Fraxium. Yeah. Actually, no, I'll put it on the Hardys on that one. I don't know why I'm predicting something that's not even happening. So, yeah, anyway. The Hardys are going to retain the tag team titles from TNA. So, the TNA tag team titles. Then we have Julia versus Stephanie Vaquer. Title versus title. Julia is the NXT Women's Champion, whereas Stephanie Vaquer is the NXT Women's North American Champion. Or is it NXT North American Women's Champion? Either way, you know exactly what I mean, so it's okay. Okay, so apparently there's reports of Julia being injured and all this stuff, but I don't care about any of that. I'm not interested in that. I mean, obviously, if she's injured, I hope she's okay. But, I mean, the actual situation, it's where do I think things are going to go if that wasn't the actual case, so that makes sense, if I didn't know that. With Julia not long winning it, okay, and then Stephanie Vaquer not long winning it, it's a bit of a difficult situation. So I don't see the point in putting the title on Stephanie just to give it straight to Julia. But I can see, obviously, Stephanie working her way up because she was basically ready for the main roster straight away. And the last time they wrestled was in Japan, I believe, and Stephanie won that one. So you give this one to Julia, but I don't know where to go with this one. So basically, what I'm going to do is just say who I prefer, and that's Stephanie. I think she's NXT North American Champion, done that. NXT Women's Champion, done that. Up to the main roster, and then just basically go from there, because she's been main roster ready since she started. So this one I'm going to give to Stephanie Vaquer. She'll probably drop the NXT North American title if she's keeping the NXT Women's Champion. I don't see her being a double champion for a long time. Either that, or she'll drop it back to Julia if Julia is basically ready and good to go. Then I'm assuming this is going to be the main event. Obafemi versus Moose from TNA for the NXT Championship. Basically the exact same situation as the Hardys and Fraxium match. Okay. Moose is the X Division champion of NXT. No, he's not. Moose is the X Division champion of TNA. So, same situation. If he had his title on the line, he'd probably win. But because Oba's got it on, right, it's going to be a great match, a fun match, a match I want to see. But Oba is not losing, okay, to a mid-card champion from TNA. I know it sounds horrible and bad or whatever word you want to use, but it would make no sense. It's got to be literally the most obvious match I've ever seen. The only way Moose is winning is by disqualification. That's literally it. So, if I'm allowed two guesses, I'm either going to say Oba wins basically like normal, clean, whatever you want to say. If Moose wins, it's only because of disqualification. My prediction is Obafemi walks out still the ruler of NXT and still the NXT champion. So, those are the 5 matches. Just quickly going through them again. Okay, I've got Jordan Grace, Javon Evans, Stephanie Vaquer, the Hardys, and Obafemi. And for all the people that think I'm wrong, okay, I could say the opposite name, but, you know, where's the fun in that? I don't see anything like no returns. It might have like Santino there setting up another match for something, but I don't see like another match being added, or, you know, like people might be like a backstage interview or whatever it is. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So a nice, quick, simple video, so I don't bore you too much. Why don't you let me know what you think is going to happen at NXT Roadblock, or don't. You could just watch it and go, this video is terrible, why have I made it this far? You haven't, but you could have done if you just heard that. Right, anyway, please like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching.